Hello everyone, hope all of you are doing fine and staying safe. My name is Rudransh Gupta and this video is basically me giving my expert opinions on this year's Oscar nominations. Yes, that's right. The Oscar nominations came out last month and a total of 3 people told me, hey, you should totally make this video. So here it is, my predictions video for this year's Oscar nominations. So how this works is really simple. I'll be talking about what I feel about each of the nominations while also picking my favorite film from every category and also predicting which film I think is going to win from that respective category. So here's the general overview of what I felt about this year's nominations. Firstly, the Academy recognized a diverse genre of films, and this year's nominations, especially compared to the previous few years, was more inclusive than ever. However, Tenet was snubbed big time. Thirdly, a few of the nominations for major categories were slightly disappointing, but considering this is the Academy that we're talking about, we'll let this slide. But what we won't let slide is the fact that Mads Mikkelsen wasn't nominated for Best Actor this year. And lastly, what on earth was that outro by Priyanka Chopra in the nominations video? So before we begin with the bulk of the video, I just want to let you know that later in this video you may notice that I haven't included every single category. That is simply because I may have either not seen any of the films from those categories or I may not have a great say about those categories. Well, with that being said, let's jump right into the video then.
A martini, shaken, not stirred.
They call me Mr. Tibbs.
I am your father.
You can't handle the truth.
Always do the right thing.
All right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
First, we have the nominees for Best Actor in a Supporting Role Female, who are Maria Bakalova for Borat's subsequent movie film, Glenn Close for Hillbilly Elegy, Olivia Colman for The Father, Amanda Seyfried for Mank, Yoo Jung-yoon for Minari. While I haven't watched Hillbilly Elegy, I think the rest of the nominees in this category are great. However, for me, there is only one clear winner in this category, who is my pick as well as prediction to win Best Supporting Actor Female this year. She was perhaps the best part of the film and the biggest reason why I didn't fall asleep while watching it, with an absolutely energetic performance throughout the runtime. My pick as well as prediction is Amanda Seyfried for Mank. Next we have Music Original Score, and the nominees are Terence Blanchard for The Five Bloods, which was a pleasant surprise to see, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross for Mank, Emile Musseri for Minari, James Newton Howard for News of the World, Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, and John Basti for Soul. As you may have already noticed, this year was amazing for Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, who have been consistently composing some of the best scores in Hollywood for years. However, my pick for this award is Emile Musseri for Minari, which had a sublime score that not only uplifted my mood but also added to the beauty of the film. However, I predict Soul is going to walk away with this award because as much as I love the score for Minari, Soul 2 had an excellent score, a score that definitely has the best chance to win the award this year. The next category is Writing Adapted Screenplay, whose nominees are Borat's subsequent movie film, The Father, Nomadland, One Night in Miami, and The White Tiger. I am glad to see The White Tiger has been nominated for this category. The Academy really did include so many diverse films this year, and I am so happy to see this film get its recognition. However, there is one film in this category that had by far one of the most complex screenplays this year, which was pulled off with such brilliance and ease that I cannot but root for it to win. I pick The Father, and I predict the film that will win the Oscar for Adapted Screenplay will also be The Father. Now we have Writing Original Screenplay, and oh boy are the nominees immense. We have Judas and the Black Messiah, Minari, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, and The Trial of the Chicago 7. I enjoyed watching almost every single film in this category, and of all of these films, if I were to pick my favorite screenplay, I'd go with Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman, which was hilarious, heartbreaking, and just so much fun to watch all at the same time. My prediction, however, would be Aaron Sorkin for The Trial of the Chicago 7, because let's face it, as much as I was disappointed with this film, it does have one of the best screenplays of 2020. And I mean, how could it not? Aaron Sorkin freaking wrote it. Now we have Best Actor in a Supporting Role, and the nominees are Sacha Baron Cohen for The Trial of the Chicago 7, Daniel Kaluuya for Judas and the Black Messiah, Leslie Odom Jr. for One Night in Miami, Paul Raci for Sound of Metal, and Lakeith Stanfield for Judas and the Black Messiah. This category has some of the best performances of 2020 itself. I'm really happy to see the Academy hasn't Sandler zoned Sacha Baron Cohen, who had a terrific year in Hollywood. My pick for this category would be Daniel Kaluuya all day long. He delivered what was one of my favorite performances of 2020 and was incredibly powerful in Judas and the Black Messiah. I also love Paul Raci in Sound of Metal, and if either of the two won, I'd be delighted. Just to make things spicy though, I'm gonna predict Paul Raci is gonna win the Academy Award this year. And now for the Best International Feature Film. I haven't watched most of the films in this category, and in fact the only reason why I'm including this in the video is because it does have my favorite film of 2020, Another Round, which better win the Oscar for this category. I honestly can never get enough of it. It is such an amusing concept and extremely fun to watch. So pretty much, this is just a biased pick and prediction, although the film does actually have a huge chance of winning the award. Next up, we have the Academy Award for Sound, and the nominees are Greyhound, Mank, News of the World, Soul, and Sound of Metal. So the biggest snub here is obviously Tenet, which had a brilliant soundtrack, but I can only see one winner in this category once again, which is The Sound of Metal. It is my pick and prediction because what it managed to do with the sound design was so unique, and I've never seen something like this in cinema before. Next up, we have production design, and the nominees are Peter Francis and Kathy Featherstone for The Father, Mark Ricker, Karen O'Hara, and Diana Stoughton for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Donald Graham Burt, John Pascal for Mank, David Crank and Elizabeth Keenan for News of the World, Nathan Crowley and Kathy Lucas for Tenet. For those who don't know what production design is, it is simply how the film's setting looks and feels in front of the viewer's eyes. It includes props, graphics, and other key elements to ensure that the film is visually appealing and the setting is believable. While The Father had a brilliant production design, my pick for this category would be Mank, a film whose production design was by far the best one of 2020. My prediction would also be Mank. The next category we have is film editing, and the nominees are Yorgos Lanthimos for The Father, Chloe Zhao for Nomadland, Frederick Thorvald for Promising Young Woman, Mikael E.G. Nielsen for Sound of Metal, and Alan Baumgarten for The Trial of the Chicago 7. I thought I'd predicted a clear winner in Promising Young Woman for this award, but that was until I watched The Father. The film's complex screenplay can only be complemented by the sharp editing, which left me baffled as the film unraveled its story. And while Nomadland and Promising Young Woman do have a strong chance of winning, my pick and prediction for this award once again is The Father. Now we have the nominees for Best Cinematography, which are Sean Bobbitt for Judas and the Black Messiah, Eric Messerschmidt for Mank, Darius Wolski for News of the World, Joshua James Richards for Nomadland, and Pheidon Papa Michael for The Trial of the Chicago 7. While I haven't seen the News of the World yet, I feel like Minari was snubbed for this category and it deserved the nomination. So was Tenet. My pick for this category would be Mank, which was shot using the red helium monochrome camera in 35mm film, and it created a great retro experience. My prediction would be James Joshua Richards for Nomadland, which had such beautiful shots throughout the course of the film. Now we have one of the most emotional categories, animated feature film, and the nominees are Onward, Over the Moon, a Shaun the Sheep movie, Farmageddon, Soul, and Wolfwalkers. With all due respect to all the nominees, which yes were brilliant, we all know which film is going to walk away with the best animated feature this year. Seriously though, it's Soul. And now we have the Academy Award for Actor in a Leading Role Male, and the nominees are Riz Ahmed for Sound of Metal, the late Chadwick Boseman for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Sir Anthony Hopkins for The Father, Gary Oldman as Mank, Stephen Yeun in Minari. While my favorite performance of the year, which was Mads Mikkelsen in Another Round, was snubbed in this category, honestly, all of these nominees are incredible. I loved every single performance, and these nominees deserve all the praise that they have been getting in the last few months. Out of all the nominees, my pick would be Sir Anthony Hopkins, who is just legendary in The Father. My prediction for this category is the late Chadwick Boseman, who was exceptional in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom as Levy, a trumpeter. I honestly don't mind anybody winning in this category. Now we have actor in a leading role, female, and the nominees are Viola Davis in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Andra Day in The United States vs. Billie Holiday, Vanessa Kirby in Pieces of a Woman, Frances McDormand in Nomadland, and Carey Mulligan in Promising Young Woman. Once again, we have some amazing nominees in this category. While I haven't seen Pieces of a Woman yet, I have heard just how good Vanessa Kirby was in the film. My favorite performance from all of these nominees, who is also my pick, plays a fearless woman who believes that revenge could not be any more promising. She's due an Oscar for quite a while now. It is Carey Mulligan for Promising Young Woman. My prediction for this award is Viola Davis, who has been sweeping the award for Best Leading Actor Female in multiple award shows over the past few months. Our penultimate category is the Academy Award for Best Directing, and our nominees are Thomas Winterberg for Another Round, David Fincher for Mank, Lee Isaac Chung for Minari, Chloe Zhao for Nomadland, and Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman. My pick for this category is Thomas Winterberg. I am so delighted to see that he has been nominated for this award, and maybe in a Twilight world, he'd even win this award. My prediction and the most likely winner is Chloe Zhao. She's truly deserving of the award, and if not for my bias for Another Round, she'd have been my pick for the award as well. What she does with filmmaking is so unique and rare, and I just cannot wait to see more of her work. And now it's time for our final category, Best Picture. Over to you, PC and Nick, to announce the nominees.
Ready?
The Father, David Parfit, Jean-Louis Levy, and Philippe Carcassonne, producers.
Judas and the Black Messiah, Shaka King, Charles D. King, and Ryan Coogler, producers.
Mank, Cian Chafin, Eric Roth, and Douglas Urbanski, producers.
Minari, Christina O, producer.
Nomadland, Frances McDormand, Peter Spears, Molly Asher, Dan Janvey, and Chloe Zhao, producers.
Promising Young Woman, Ben Browning, Ashley Fox, Emerald Fennell, and Josie McNamara, producers.
Sound of Metal, Bert Hemling, and Sasha Ben Harosh, producers.
And last, The Trial of the Chicago 7, Mark Platt and Stuart Besser, producers.
In all honesty, this category is the toughest to find a clear winner. My pick would be two films actually, the first being Minari and the second being The Father. I thought about this for a long time, and I considered a whole lot of things and concluded what my prediction is for the winner of Best Picture 2020, which is Nomadland. Thank you for watching this video, and as every YouTuber would say, subscribe to this channel and share this video. It would seriously mean a lot to me. Even if you didn't like the video, do share the video with your friends and family so that you guys can have a good laugh over my awful predictions while you're watching the Oscars. And if you have any thoughts about any of the categories that I missed out on, do let me know about that in the comments. I would also love to know about your opinions on the nominations, so let me know about that as well in the comments. Being from India, the COVID-19 situation right now is worse than ever before. So to those watching this video, I hope all of you stay safe and don't step out of your houses unless it is absolutely necessary. We will get through this tough time together and we will come out much stronger, I am sure of it. Once again, stay safe, stay hopeful, and I will see you soon in another video. Until then, bye!